Hey, hello. It's Jeremy, Classic Guitar Rock, and haven't done this in ages. Trying to get back in the swing of things, but let's do a daily update. Not a whole lot in terms of music news to talk about, but a couple things I want to make you aware of. We now have the technology. And in fact, if you've been listening to Classic Guitar Rock Radio, you maybe have heard some of these, what can we call them? Test sessions. We now have the technology to actually go live on Classic Guitar Rock Radio. And we've done a few of these test sessions. Well, coming up in the not too distant future. Now, guys, I have a real job. So I have a real job that I do at least 8 hours a day, every day. But coming up, really, basically, once my kids are out of school, because then I'll be able to do it. We're going to start doing a live morning show on the Classic Guitar Rock Radio. Couple hours, probably like 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. local time, my time, Pacific time. So adjust accordingly if you listen from somewhere else. So my vision for Classic Guitar Radio, I worked in radio for about 10 years. I worked mostly top 40. I worked some classic rock. I worked some oldies. What I loved about top 40 and about oldies was the energy, right? The energy. Everything was upbeat. Everything was fun. My musical tastes were more aligned with classic rock, but classic rock sucks if you're an announcer, because listen to AOR or classic rock stations. All the announcers sound like stoners and they talk about twice an hour. I mean, that's no fun. So what does Classic Guitar Rock Radio do? We blend the great guitar-driven rock, much of which you'd hear on classic rock stations, but we add a little more stuff, a little broader playlist than maybe your typical classic rock station. I mean, like, for instance, we play Blondie. Okay, you don't usually hear that on classic rock station. I play The Fix. Don't really hear that on a classic rock station. I play it because I like it, and it's my station, right? We don't play any punk, any funk, any elevator junk, right? But we play good guitar-driven rock of the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and we play it in a way that matches the energy and fun of top 40 radio from my era, from the 80s. Okay, that's the recipe, right? So my invitation to you is check it out. I'll keep talking about it when we're getting closer to our live debut, but I think it'll be fun, and I think it'll be something that you don't hear anymore. Radio sucks now. I mean, I just got to say it. Okay, I live here in Spokane, not a big town, but the whole metro area. You take in Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the area around, it's probably 400,000, 500,000 total metro service area. And our morning show on the Classic Rock station isn't even a live local show. It's some syndicated iHeart radio crap. Woody and Butthead, or Woody and Wood, whatever I don't remember their names. And they're not that bad, but they're literally like 3,000 miles away. Probably don't even know how to pronounce Spokane. And that's the live local radio. In my day, a kid like me, I started in 1986 in a much smaller town, but kids could still start out and have a radio career. That doesn't happen anymore. Doesn't happen anymore because of your iHearts and your big media groups that buy up all the stations. You really can't, if you're a kid, you can't get into radio. That's kind of sad. I mean, things change. I get it. The good news now is there is online radio. Anyone who wants to have their own station can have their own station. Then the challenge is getting people to actually listen to it, right? That's kind of what I'm doing right now, trying to get people to listen to it. And, obviously I don't have the listenership that a local radio station has. Not yet. I'm hoping to. But that's kind of the challenge. But my vision with the radio station is we want to play great classic rock, guitar oriented music, but we want to have the fun and the energy of a top 40 station, because classic rock stations, other than the music, suck. I mean, usually they're boring, no energy for the most part. There are some exceptions, but that's been my experience. Like I said, I've worked at classic rock stations, AOR stations. I like the music a lot better, but it was not near as fun to work at. Oldies, top 40, way more fun format to work. What am I going? What am I doing? Anyways, get ready for that. More of that is coming your way. And if you haven't checked out Classic Guitar Rock Radio, what are you waiting for? Check it out. I think you'll like it. And you know what? Most of us already stream. We already listen to Spotify or iHeart or Apple Music. So if you're used to already streaming, it's really easy to listen to an online station. I mean, I get it if you're 75 and, well, I can't tune you in on my dial. Well, no, it doesn't work that way. And I get that. Where do I find you on the dial? You don't. It's online radio. It's a whole new thing, Daddy-o. Okay, here's some news. I'm feeling salty today. A new documentary titled The Ballad of Judas Priest is in production at Sony Music Vision, celebrating the English metal god's 50-plus year history and rise to the top of the hard rock heap. I am a big fan of the Priest. The only downside is Tom Morello will co-direct. Not a big Tom Morello fan for a couple reasons. Number one, his playing is just noise to me. I mean, I get it. Some people really like him. And I am so sick of musicians, I'm sorry, that are political activists. I don't care. I don't care if you're left or I don't want to hear it. I think we're all just sick of that crap. Okay. Just shut up. Okay. Anyways, despite Tom Morello being involved, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be his directorial debut. The Ballad of Judas Priest will feature timeless metal anthems such as Breaking the Law and You've Got Another Thing Coming, chronicle the band's working class Birmingham, UK roots to their modern status as Grammy-winning Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees. Quote, "We have lived and breathed metal for over 5 decades, and finally in this documentary, we are summoning our congregation to officially witness our lives uncensored in a never-before-seen way," Judas Priest said in the statement. Yeah, I'm sure someone in Judas Priest really said that. The cassock comes off. What's that? What's a cassock? Cassock comes off, revealing Priest in all its metal glory. Hi, Bruce. Bruce chiming in via the chat. You can do the same thing. Quote, "While some may know Judas Priest for their huge hits that have shaped the heavy metal genre, there is so much more to their story," Morello and Dunn added. "Tracing their incredible 50-year journey, this film will capture how Judas Priest both defined the sound and look of metal, but also made it a more inclusive place along the way." Oh, I don't like where this is going. Okay. I want rock. Okay. I don't care about inclusive. I don't care about politics. You got Morello involved, so I'm a little worried that he's going to ruin it with that crap. We'll see. We are grateful to the band for allowing us such intimate, unfiltered access to their lives and look forward to bringing this film to the metal masses around the world. I saw them last September. I think I talked about it. It's a great show. It's a great show. I love Judas Priest. One of my favorites. Hi, Marlon. Marlon says, "Hey, where you been?" Yeah, I'm like the prodigal son, the long lost prodigal son. I'm going to try and get back in the swing of things, guys. But thanks for chiming in, Marlon and Bruce, both. Appreciate it. Here's another little piece of news. Oh, by the way, I don't mean to be grumpy, but there were so many stories today about political bull crap that I just, it's like sports, right? It's like whatever we do that. We choose things we want to do as a release, as an escape, right? So I don't know if you're like me. I'm sick of hearing political crap. So then I go and am reading music sites or whatever. And guess what? There's more political crap. I just shut up. Everyone just shut up. Bruce Springsteen, shut up. Just shut up. I don't care. Okay? Shut up and sing. Why would anyone want to Neil Young, shut up. Why would anyone want to alienate half of their audience? I never understand that. I don't understand. Well, I'm passionate about, everyone's passionate about that. You aren't any Bruce Springsteen. You're no passionate about your causes than I am about mine. The difference is I realize that not everyone wants to hear about it. I'm not that arrogant and selfish that I'm going to talk about my political beliefs to people that don't want to hear it. Shut up. Okay. Neil Young, shut up. Bruce Springsteen, shut up. You make it so I don't want to listen to your music just because you won't shut up. It's not hard. You're no better or smarter than me or any of your listeners. They don't want to hear your crap. So just pipe down, sit down, shut up. How's that? Okay. Foreigner. We've talked about Foreigner a lot. After 20 years as Foreigner's lead singer, Kelly Hansen has announced that he will leave the band at the end of their 2025 summer tour. Now, I've told you, I've seen this incarnation of Foreigner, and they're great. I love them. But it is funny that he's been in the band 20 years. There's no new music from Foreigner, so they're only playing back catalog, right? And remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we were told it was the farewell tour, that they were done. Apparently not. And, you know, Mick Jones hasn't been playing with the band in at least 2 years, and yet he's still controlling the band. He's like who's the guy in the X-Men, the Patrick Stewart character in the wheelchair that runs the whole program. Can't remember his name. Is that Magneto? Anyways, it's kind of like he's behind the scenes running it and still making money off of it, but he doesn't actually play in it, and everyone in it is new. And so I see both sides, right? Part of me says, hey, you know, they still put on a good show, but the other part of me, I get it when other people say there's not even any members of Foreigner playing in it. I get both sides. But Kelly Hansen, who's a great singer, great frontman, he's leaving the band. Quote, being the voice of Foreigner has been one of the greatest honors of my life. But it's time to pass the mic. He'll be replaced by current Foreigner multi-instrumentalist Luis Maldonado, who joined the group in 2021 and served as the lead singer on their recent tour of Latin America, which Hansen had to miss as a result of residency issues. The band's original lead singer, Lou Gramm, appeared as a special guest at those shows. Hansen says, Luis has the voice, the energy, and the soul to carry these songs into the future. I couldn't be prouder to hand this off to him. Founding Foreigner songwriter and guitarist Mick Jones, who has not performed live with the band since 2022 and last year revealed that he had been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, says he's also pleased with this latest passing of the torch. He says, quote, Kelly Hansen is one of the best frontmen in our business, and over the last 20 years, he has breathed new life into our songs. You realize Kelly Hansen was in Foreigner longer than Lou Gramm was. That's weird. His boundless energy and flawless talent has helped us climb the mountain and set up the opportunity for Foreigner vocalist and guitarist Luis Maldonado to bring us home. I wish Kelly great happiness in his next endeavors after our summer tour, and I look forward to welcoming Luis to his new position. Luis was my choice as a guitarist, and he has already shown us that what he can do on lead vocals by fronting the band in South America to incredible reviews. So there you go. I don't know how to feel about that. So this will be their second non-original lead singer. And remember, they told us they were quitting just like 2 years ago. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. It's interesting. Marlon said, since I last saw you, hang on here. Let me look at this. Let me put this up here. Since I last saw you, I now have a new favorite guitarist after 45 years. Let me hear, Marlon. Who is this person? I want to hear. And then Bruce says, they are employees, talking about Foreigner, they are employees of the band's brand name, not original artists of the band. And I feel that way about a lot of old bands that have no original artists performing. They are not tribute bands. Okay, Bruce, that's exactly what it is. Okay, so, and we scoff when they say things like this, but it's totally true. When Gene Simmons says that, hey, Kiss could become a touring act, right? Like for instance, Hamilton, Broadway show. Choose a Broadway show that has been touring forever. Okay? It's a brand. So think of this, 20 years from now, there may be, just like Trans-Siberian Orchestra or, bands that come through your town every couple years with different people. No one could tell you the members of Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It's different every time they come. So there could be a thing just like that for Kiss or for Foreigner or any of these bands. It is, to Bruce's point, a brand. These people are officially part of the brand, so you can't really call them a cover band because they're part of the band. Okay? So, everything else has been corporatized, so why not bands? It becomes a brand and the people change. Kiss, it would be easy because you got the characters, right? You could totally have a revolving cast. One guy dresses like Gene, one guy dresses like Paul, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And that's could be what's coming. So Marlon says this new favorite guitarist is Brian Patrick Carroll. That name kind of sounds familiar to me, but I don't. Marlon, what group is he in? Is he a solo? Tell us more. Tell us more about that. And I will definitely check him out. Oh, Buckethead. That's Buckethead. Okay, that guy is crazy. I mean, he's phenomenal. Interesting. Yeah, he's no one plays like him. The KFC guy, totally. Yeah, he's the KFC guy. Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly who he is, the KFC guy. But the guy is an incredible player. He was in Guns N' Roses for like one tour or something, wasn't he? Interesting. But yeah, so this idea of just revolving bands, that I don't know how I feel about that. It's the brave new world. It's the future. Would you, if the Kiss show came to your town, 5 years from now, and let's say it's none of the original guys, but let's be honest, what's the rap we always have on these old bands? Well, they can't sing anymore. They should have quit singing. Well, imagine if every year or two, this Kiss show comes to your town and it's always got young, super talented musicians playing the parts. That might be kind of cool, actually. I don't know. What do you think? Marlon, this sounds serious. I've never openly wept listening to guitar solos before until now. Wow. I'm going to have to take another listen to him. I mean, I've seen him. He's great. He's really good. But I don't know that I've had that reaction to him, but I will check it out for sure. So this gives me something to think about, this idea of a brand, a Foreigner show, a Styx show. Styx right now is still touring with at least two. Well, you can't say two original members because Tommy's not original, but he's the classic lineup. He came in like the third album or something. But you think of Styx, Tommy Shaw, Dennis DeYoung, James Young. Well, they still have James and Tommy, no Dennis. So yeah, I got to think more about this because you want the music to stay alive, right? You want to keep the music alive. So an opportunity to hear good music. I mean, I would probably go. Now I wouldn't be willing to pay as much if it wasn't the original people, but I'd go just because I want to keep the music alive. Marlon says, it is serious. I took a deep dive and I'm absolutely hooked. There you go. Buckethead, a ringing endorsement from Marlon on Buckethead. So I think we should all give him another listen. So guys, another plug, final plug for the radio station, Classic Guitar Radio. If you go to our, another thing. I meant to tell you this. Let me give you the whole sad story. So Jeremy, I let my domain lapse. So I get my domain through GoDaddy. I'm not wild about GoDaddy. I got to be honest, but I've got them through. So the way it works is you pay for your domain like for a year. You got to renew it. I didn't renew it. I forgot all about it. And then all of a sudden my domain is expired or about to expire. And I let it expire, went past the date. And so then in order for me to renew it, it's the fee. The fee's not, it's like $25 a year or whatever. It's the domain's not that expensive. But then they wanted to charge me like an $80 fee on top of that. And I'm like, because I'll be real honest, I don't do much on the website. I mean, that's why I'm a failure, right? but so part of me is like, gosh, I mean, I get some traffic to the website, and you got to kind of have a website because, you can tell people go to the website and you can listen to the radio station or you can listen to the podcast, right? Which is, I normally do. So to make a long story short, I said, I don't want to pay $80. Can you waive? No, we can't waive that. You got to pay. Okay. So what if I change my domain? So, well, you could do that. You could be classicguitarrock.net. And that's like $24. Let's do that. So I'm no longer classicguitarrock.com. It's classicguitarrock.net. Same website, same everything, but now it's classicguitarrock.net. So that's the sad story. I was about to tell you to go to classicguitarrock.com, but that won't work. You got to go to classicguitarrock.net. Okay. Classicguitarrock.net. Same website. You still get a link to the radio station or to the podcast. And as I mentioned earlier, we are going to start going live on, I don't have an exact date yet. It'll be sometime in June. It's coming up. And we'll just do a live radio show. I'm a big fan, here's how nerdy I am. I go back, and here's what's so cool about YouTube. I go back and I love listening to the great jocks from the 70s and 80s, the guys I grew up as a kid late at night. Even though I lived in Oklahoma, I would listen to WLS from Chicago and hear Larry Lujack and John Landecker. Those guys to me are the legends of top 40 radio. And I don't profess to be anything like that, but that's the vibe. That's the energy that I love. And so that's what I want to have with Classic Guitar Rock Radio. We'll just be playing hard rock and classic rock music that we like. Marlon asked if I have Apple Music. I do not have Apple Music. Bruce says Leonard Skinner. I'm thinking he's talking about Leonard Skinner. Current rotation doesn't have any original members in it. Again, they're great. They put on a great show. Don't have any original members in it. And then you guys know Marlon and I both share a love for Michael Schenker. In fact, Marlon's icon or avatar, whatever you call it, is the cover of my favorite Schenker album, Assault Attack. He says, again, talking about Buckethead, this guy has to be incredible. If my favorite was Michael Schenker for 45 years. That's right. So as much as he loved Schenker for 45 years, now he's saying his new favorite guy. Does that mean you're going to change your avatar, your icon, your profile picture, Marlon? You're going to change it? Because I know it's you all the time now. When I see that album pop up, I won't know it's you. So anyways, guys, thank you for letting me come bloviate for a while. Music is great, right? And my rant earlier, I'm serious about that. I hate the fact that music has gotten so politicized that you can't go to a show without hearing someone talk about politics. I don't care either way, left or I don't want to hear it. I'm here to see a show. We all share that in common here at this show. Don't ruin it by alienating half of the people in the crowd. Don't do it. It's stupid. So, all right. AA is a great one. Assault Attack is a great one. Yes. Marlon, Bruce, thank you both for chiming in. Thank you all for supporting the radio station, for supporting the podcast. We'll do it again soon. We'll try and do an update tomorrow. Let's see if we can do that. Live long and prosper. We'll see you. Bye-bye.